Listen, it can be incredibly hard to make sales over on Etsy, but if you follow these 5 tips, there's every chance of increasing your sales. So in this video, we're going to look at 5 things you should definitely not be doing over on Etsy. If you're doing these things, there's every chance of getting low or no sales. So just by improving these elements, hopefully your sales will start to increase. So the first thing to notice is on Etsy, there's just so much competition. Even if we look at something like Colouring Book for Girls, which has 262 monthly searches, so not that many, it's still got over 1,000 competitors there, including loads of ads. So that just shows how competitive Etsy is and why you need to make sure that your product and your research is completely on point. So getting straight into it, tip number 1 of the things you absolutely shouldn't do on Etsy is no research. Now I know that's a bit of a double negative, but you need to make sure that you're doing research on Etsy before publishing. Now ideally that's a lot of research. That's keyword research, product research, competitor research. The more kind of research and effort you put in before even making your product, the more likelihood you are to get sales. For that, for me, I use a tool called Everbee. So if we come on over to Everbee, you can see here on the left-hand side, it's got loads of different options. It's got product analytics, shop analyzer, keyword research, and some other tools. So if we come on to keyword research, and we search for that search term we just looked at, which is Colouring Book for Girls, you can see that it has an estimated 262 searches a month, but it has over 24,000 competitors, which is absolutely a ton over on Etsy. So if you were trying to compete with all of those competitors, it's going to be very, very, very hard to break through. So what you want to be doing is you want to find an area that has search volume, but it has less competition. So if we search for something like Colouring Book for Teens, there's slightly less search volume, but there's a lot less competition. And what we can do is we can use this keyword research tool by going broad and putting some filters in to try and find some keywords. And so what I've done here is I've put some filters in. I want at least 100 searches a month, but no more than 5,000 competitors. And if we scroll down, we can have a look at some of the keywords that Everbee has found for us. So you've got something here like Comfort Colouring Book, which has 946 monthly searches and only 159 competitors. Cozy Colouring Books, 893 searches with only 175 competitors. Adult Coloration Book might be something interesting to try, with 841 searches and only 141 competitors. So that is something that we could look at. And all we need to do is click View on Etsy, and we can have a look at the type of books that's coming up for that search term. And why Everbee is quite good as well, it has this plugin and it shows you how many sales these books are getting that are appearing at the top of search. And if we wanted to find out a little bit more information, we could click this here. And we can see that this is getting sales and it is generating revenue. So maybe this is a keyword that we could target. So by doing a little bit of research up front, trying to find those keywords that you want to be targeting, that's going to help guide you into the type of product you want to be making. Because if you're not doing all this research up front, there's every chance you're going to make something that maybe has too much competition or is not actually in demand. And then you're either going to rank on page 20 or 30 of the search results, or you might rank on page 1, but no one's actually searching for it. So it's very important to do some research up front before creating your product. The second reason you might not be getting sales on Etsy is poor thumbnail choices. So this can be anything from just making something that doesn't stand out to maybe not utilizing the video options that you can upload on Etsy. So going back to our search, which was Colouring Book for Girls, you can see here the different thumbnails that people have chosen. So this one has the front cover nice and big, but when you hover over it, it's actually a video. So that's going to stand out and convert better than a static image. And you can see here, this one's also a video. This one is, but this one's been handmade, which is quite nice. And then this one's a video as well. So you can see all the top performing ones are utilizing video. But if we scroll down to this one, which is a image, it's still very clear what it is. It features the front cover nicely. It's got instant download written there, and it's mocked up really nicely. But then not only for the thumbnail, which is the most important image or video, you also want supporting imagery that shows off the product and what it includes. So this one, for example, is showcasing the book interior, and it's also telling you what's inside. So that's exactly what you want to be doing with your thumbnails and images on Etsy. Mistake number 3 is ignoring SEO. So at the end of the day, the way Etsy works is it's a search engine. Yes, you can drive traffic there if you've got a ton of followers, but the majority of people are going to find your product by going onto that Etsy search bar and searching for something that they're looking for. So let's take this one, for example, this cozy girl coloring book. You can see here all of the keywords it's included within the title. So this person is targeting cozy girl coloring book, fall coloring pages for girls, and then things like printable, digital download, self-care, and all of the combinations within. And if we analyze listing, we can see with Everbee all of the keyword tags that it's utilized as well. So this one is targeting things like fall coloring book, printable fall art, cozy autumn pages, cozy drawing book, fall coloring teens, girl cozy coloring, and a load more. So the best way to do this is when you're doing your research up front is to find what keywords you want to target, jot them down, and make sure you're utilizing those in your product title and your keyword tags. The 4th mistake you might be making is incorrect pricing. And no, that doesn't just mean you might be pricing too high. You might also be pricing too low because there is a good mid-price point that you want to be achieving. That's going to help you to make profits over the long term, but it's also going to make sure that people aren't considering your book as low quality. Again, you also don't want to go the other way and outprice against the competition so that you don't convert. So it's all about finding that sweet spot. So if we look for coloring books for girls again, but digital versions, we can see the pricing that people are setting their books at. So you've got a few options here. You've got the lower priced options, which are around £2. And then you've got some higher priced items, which are around £9, £7, etc. So the reason why that these might be priced a little bit higher is they might be from a brand that converts very well. But if we scroll down, we can see the main majority of these colouring pages are between £1 and £2.50. And so when you're pricing your books, if you're offering something similar in terms of quality and quantity, you probably want to be setting your price at around that level as well. There are options to go higher if you're offering a very premium option, but if there's a lot of competition out there, you don't want to be outpricing yourself within the market. And then the final mistake I see over on Etsy is not being comparative to what's already out there. So as you saw with those colouring books, for example, people are offering 30, 40, 50 digital colouring pages to download and print at home. Whereas if you upload 10 colouring pages, but you're still priced at the same price point, why are they going to pick your book when you're offering less for the same amount of money? So mistake number 5 is not being comparative. Again, not doing that research up front to see what other people are doing and making sure that you're at the same level, or if not, offering even more. So these 5 mistakes I've been guilty of making in the past, and that's why some of my listings just haven't sold over on Etsy. But if I was to create a new shop and create loads of listings and try and generate ongoing sales, I'd make sure I'm following these 5 pieces of advice. If you've got any pieces of advice that I've missed, drop them down in the comments below. And if you want to try out Everbee for yourself, there's a link down in the description where you can get a free trial. That's it for this video. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.